Is Joan Houston, and I am a human resources manager for a distribution center. I'm a mother of three, a set of twins, and a 5-month old. I experienced complications of postpartum preeclampsia after both of my pregnancies. Postpartum preeclampsia is a rare condition that occurs when you have high blood pressure and excess protein in your urine soon after childbirth. Risk associated with this condition includes seizures, stroke, organ damage, and death. After the birth of our twins, I knew something was wrong. I was incredibly swollen all over my body, and my husband still had to help me put on my clothes after giving birth because I could barely move my legs. They were so swollen. I had constant severe headaches. My vision was blurred, and my bladder didn't seem to be working properly. I wasn't emptying out nearly as much as I was taking in fluid-wise. When I would lay down, I felt immense pressure on my chest as if someone was literally sitting on my chest. I called my doctor every day for about 6 days, only to be told that this is normal. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And I was just thinking, it cannot possibly get worse. And I was explaining to them, I can't imagine this getting worse than what it is. I don't feel like this is going in the right direction. So on the 6th day, they finally told me to just go ahead and come in, it was almost time for my appointment, my 1-week appointment anyway. When I got into the doctor's office, the nurse, I could barely walk to the doctor's office, but I managed to get there. And the nurse took my blood pressure. She left back out, didn't really say anything to me. Got the doctor. The doctor came back inside came inside for the first time. He took a look at me. He did not say a word to me. He left back out to call a nurse, I guess, to speak to someone else. And when he came back inside, he immediately began explaining to me in a very calm voice that I was threatening a seizure and a stroke that could be fatal if I did not make it to the emergency room right away. Of course, immediately I'm terrified because I'm thinking about my new babies that I just had with my husband, and thinking about leaving them after being told that I could have a fatal stroke and a seizure. I made it to the emergency room where they did take it seriously in the emergency room, and they got me taken care of. They drained off 50 pounds of fluid in less than 2 days. I came in and left out a totally different human being as far as physically. I had a very similar experience with my second pregnancy. However, I was way more aware of what could happen to me postpartum. So we did not play any games when we saw the signs the second time, and we were in the hospital right away when we saw my blood pressure was elevated. My poor husband, he was really, really out there advocating for me because he knew that once again, well, in the hospital this time, I really wasn't being believed with regard to my pain level. I nearly lost my life twice because the doctors did not believe me explaining what type of pain I was in. And I can only speak for myself as a Black woman and my experience with implicit bias in medicine. However, Black women are disproportionately at risk of death postpartum than any other mother, any other race of mothers, especially in the United States.